All right, welcome to a special episode of Real Estate Fight Club. Now, this series is called What Would You Do? And it airs on Wednesdays. We discuss ethics and professional standards committee cases and scenarios. And joining me today on this episode is Jim Camarata. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jen, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm trying to avoid all the rain. We got a monsoon here going on.
Oh, no. Yeah, stay dry for sure. Now, Jim is the broker of a Keller Williams in Minneapolis, St. Paul area. And you have a good case for us today, huh?
I think I do. Yeah.
Hear it.
So, all right, here's how it goes. Realtor A lists a property and Realtor B has a buyer for that particular property, writes a full price, quick close offer and submits it.
Okay.
Only to find out that the seller chose another offer.
Okay.
All right. So, okay, that happens.
Yeah.
That happens all the time, especially with the crazy market we have. Unfortunately, like the next day, the Realtor B bumped into the seller. He just happened to know him. And, they got to talking. He said, yeah, I was looking forward to being able to sell your house. And, obviously you chose another offer. And the seller said, yeah, I saved a lot more money, by going with the other offer. And the guy said, oh, really? How was that? Oh, well, I had a special arrangement with my listing agent to reduce the commission if he sold it himself.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So found out that the offers were identical.
Okay.
And the only difference was the commission that was going to be paid was less on the other offer. So the seller said, yeah, I'm going to go for it.
The net to the seller is higher when that happens. Okay.
Yep. So Realtor B filed a complaint with the association alleging violation of Article 3.
What does Article 3 say?
Article 3 says realtors shall cooperate with other brokers except when cooperation is not in the client's best interest. The obligation to cooperate does not include the obligation to share commissions, fees, or otherwise compensate another broker. So there are a whole lot of different practices. And let's see, which one is it? Anyway, I'll come back to that. So here's what happened.
Well, wait, let's talk first.
Okay.
Before you tell me, let me guess what happened. Is that the conclusion?
Yeah, do you want the conclusion?
Not yet. Let's talk about it. So, in our MLS, well, up front, the commission is negotiated with the seller, and then that is in the listing contract, which
Correct.
I believe both of the MLSs I work in, it is disclosed if there's a variable rate commission, which is what this is, right?
Absolutely.
But the question is, so we're not talking about, and I want to back up, stop reducing the commission if you have both sides. But anyway, I guess maybe
that's a whole nother discussion, Jen.
I'm going to do that. We should do that on the regular Fight Club. Like, should you reduce? I guess we're not allowed to talk about that. But
yeah, well, my thought on that is that agent knows what he or she is worth.
Right.
If you reduce your commission, you're saying you're not worth it.
Well, and
you have not the value.
We don't. For us, I know a lot of people that do reduce their commission if they operate in a dual agent capacity. I know a lot of agents are not comfortable doing dual agency, and a lot of clients aren't either. But I'm comfortable doing it. Many of my clients are, some are not, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: like, I ask them if I'm competing against another agent, and the other agent is like, well, their whole sales pitch was they'll reduce their commission if they have dual agency. And it's like, well, how hard do you think they're going to work to find you a buyer when they're getting paid full commission on a different house? I mean, what is their percentage of times that they do dual agency? Guaranteed it's less than mine.
Mm-hmm. I don't that often either. Although this new listing of mine, I will be, because I've had people contact me directly,
Yeah.
and I'm very upfront with them. You know, and am I going to discount my fee? No,
No.
no, because I'm working twice as hard.
Yeah.
So, but that's a discussion for another,
Okay, so then the
what
question
we can do.
is this an ethics violation? So the code that you read, it didn't talk about the disclosure of it. It just said that, what did it say?
Okay, I'm going to jump down to 3-4.
Okay.
Realtors acting as listing brokers have an affirmative obligation to disclose the existence of dual or variable rate commission arrangements, i.e. listings where one amount of commission is payable if the listing broker's firm is the procuring cause of sale, and a different amount of commission if payable if the sale runs through the efforts of the seller's agent or cooperating broker. The listing broker shall, as soon as practical, disclose the existence of such arrangements to potential cooperating brokers, and shall, in response to inquiries, disclose the differential that would result in a cooperative transaction. And so this is what the realtor was alleging, that it was not disclosed to him because the buyer would have offered a different price and terms to make up that dollar
Would
difference.
have known.
Had known.
But if it's required in the MLS to be disclosed, is it then thus disclosed?
They did not disclose it. In our multiple list in our area, there's a little box that you check.
Right.
Is this a variable rate commission?
That box was not checked.
It was not checked.
Oh, then yeah, I think that realtor's in violation. That's pretty clear.
Yeah, and that's exactly how the panel found that realtor in violation. You've got to disclose it. I mean, that was an unfair advantage because of non-disclosure.
Okay, so let's back up and talk about disclosure. And I think we've actually talked about this before. So if the box was checked, is that considered disclosed?
Yes, because it'll appear on the multiple listing.
And then they're done. And then they say, well, I did disclose it.
Yeah, but they didn't disclose it in this particular case.
Yeah, they're in trouble. So
yeah,
what is the
they got
fine?
fined.
What is the fine for something similar to that or like that? Or what happens? How do the fines work?
Yeah, sorry about that. I got another call coming in. Sorry, back.
No problem.
That depends on the circumstances surrounding it. Every hearing that I've ever attended is very, very different, and the conclusions are different because of the makeup of the panel members.
Okay.
If this person has had a history of violations, that person's going to get really hit with a hard fine. Or if it was just so doggone blatant of a violation, I've seen fines of up to $5,000.
Well, but if your commission is just to play devil's advocate here, let's say your commission on that deal on the one side is 15,000. You get fined 5.
Yeah.
Still up 10.
Yeah. So a lot depends on all of the facts involved. I mean, if it was an honest mistake, it might be just a slap on the wrist, a letter of reprimand that goes in your file and stays there for 2 to 3 years. Or it could just be, you got to complete 3 hours of continuing ed on ethics.
On how to check a box.
You know how to check a box. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, because I mean, that's the thing. Like, we entered into the MLS, but nobody checks if the MLS entry matches the listing contract.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And
Yeah, that's pretty interesting because I always thought, I mean, I know you have to check the box or however it works in everybody's market, but there is something that says that. I'm pretty sure in every market. And I would assume that that does consider itself disclosure, but like as the buyer agent, we did one where it's like you're better off, you have to ask them if you have questions about it, like what is the differential, and then that shows you that, because sometimes it could be anything. I mean, really, it could be anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and every time I write an offer, before I put all the terms and conditions in, I always call the listing agent.
Yeah.
for a couple of reasons. One, what is the seller's time frame, so I can,
Right.
be sensitive to that. And second, are there any other offers?
Yeah. Any of them
You know,
yours?
bingo.
Yeah.
Because if I don't see, the box checked on the multiple list, that just raises some red flags. So
Totally get it.
it's all about just following the golden rule. You could have all the ethics and articles in the world, but just follow the golden rule. Do the right thing every time.
My golden rule is be nice, don't be a douche, and answer your phone.
The only time I don't answer my phone is if I'm
When
on
you're
a Zoom call like
when you're on
this,
a podcast with me, I get it.
or I'm with a client,
Of
and
course
I
it
tell
is.
people that, but
Yeah,
I call back immediately.
right.
So I now have 3 voicemail messages since you and I started this. I'll
That
get back to them.
that happens.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
but
Jen,
that's the fun part about it.
yeah, thanks a lot for being on. If people do have a referral in Minneapolis, or they have a question for you, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Oh, just call me or text me 612-562-7461.
Awesome. Now, if you're listening and you liked this, be sure to share it with a colleague and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to Real Estate Fight Club. You can also join us on our Facebook page or on Clubhouse Thursdays at noon. We wouldn't want you to miss any of the episodes. If you have a question, feel free to give me a buzz, 513-400-1691. Hey, thanks a lot, Jim.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jen. You have a good day.